did you get started with the river? Actually, let's just start with the river.
Well, first, my name is Bernie Hernandez. How are you?
Okay.
How's it going, Andre? Um, I started. I was 13,
13.
1987. In 1987, basically, I met a lady named Nancy Wallace. Never knew this lady was gonna change my life forever. She's she was a woman that she looked very old, very gray, but she had a smile that I don't know what it was. I just went to her. It was basically a table that she had. It was a job fair, by the way, and at junior high school 45. I remember everything backwards. And then she comes to me and she's like, "What do you think about working in the river?" And I was like, "Working in the river?" I said, "There's no river in the Bronx." I didn't know. All I knew was the Bronx Zoo or the Botanical Gardens, at that time. And Fordham Road is all I knew, that area. She was like, "Come to the Bronx River, and you could work and you make a lot of money." Well, I heard it was money, and I was like, I'm ready to go. She says, "What do you have to do?" She goes, "Well, you're going to be cleaning the river." And I was like, "Cleaning? I want to go and clean. I don't even know how to swim." She goes, "You don't have to swim. All you have to do is just go, and you're going to see how beautiful the Bronx really is." So, I don't know. I just followed her. We ended up doing that. I went to the interview. We signed up. It was like a summer youth job, and it was a summer job, not for summer youth, summer job. And then one of the sponsors was Neighborhood Coalition. I don't know if I'm saying it correctly. Neighborhood Coalition. They had CVC, which is City Volunteer Corps, and the Conservation Corps.
Right. Which one did you belong to?
Well, Bronx Restoration was the one, but CVC, we worked together with them, and CC, which is Conservation Corps, with them as well. So we got funding from them, but we worked together in a different location. So we started at West Farms. I think now they call it the Bronx Arts Studio or something like that.
Bronx Arts Center.
Bronx Arts Center.
Right.
And West Farms in Tremont.
Yep.
That was our location before. Before it was a art place. It was a place that we just used to go and basically sign our timesheets, go in there, and prepare for what we're gonna do the next day.
Right.
So I went to orientations there and everything. So basically started learning about the environment. Started learning the different, what's the difference between hanging out in the environment and working for the environment. Becoming the environment. Not becoming a statistic like you see these kids hanging out, smoking weed, or doing these things that they're not supposed to be doing. We learn about weeds, but not that kind of weed. So we go and we will every day we'll weed whack, we'll take out the weeds, we'll go we rake them, we throw out the garbage, a lot of litter at that time. Believe it or not, the Bronx is very clean now.
Right.
It wasn't clean when I was growing up.
At that time point, they would, at that point in history, a lot of people would reference the Bronx River as an open sewer. Why?
Well, basically, if you see the Bronx River had cars. It had a lot of different, they had a lot of auto mechanics back in the days. They would take the oil, drop them in there. Fish, of course. There's live creatures there. They would die. The plants around them wouldn't grow correctly because it was disturbing the environment of growing.
Right.
They had we used to do water testing. The things that we used to find there was incredible. The garbage that was in there. We found things from the past. The past went through the Bronx River.
Oh my God.
We found sculptures, and we found a bunch of different articles. We found newspapers. People used to throw newspapers there. I guess the newspaper delivery guys get bored and just throw them in there. We used to find them there. We used to just take them out. When they wet, they're heavy. The cars was the fun things. The car, even though we used to get all rusted up and everything, but we used to have dumbwaiters. I was kind of short, so I used to go all the way to my chest. We used to go in with chains and ropes, and we used to just drag them in. You know, the trees before, they were all going towards they would all go down towards the river because of all the oil, all the toxic stuff they used to put. It used to deteriorate the dirt.
Right.
So the dirt used to end up, you know, falling in, caving in, and then the trees would cave in. So before, if you look, it looked beautiful sometimes, especially when it snowed. But in the summertime, it was all just
Right.
like what do you call that? Weeping willows. They all look like weeping willows when they weren't.
Right. So
You
it's
know?
basically begging for someone to come and give it a chance.
And we would give it that beautification. We would go, we would cut the trees, you know, it was fun for us. You know, we had good mentors and supervisors that would help us and tell us, you know, that this is what we can do to have fun. We have to be hanging out, we have to be doing this. And they used to educate us as well.
Right.
About where we live in. We usually think we just go into the building, come out, or live in the projects, come out and go to school and then come back, and there's no purpose.
Right.
For us, there was a purpose. We used to look forward to the summer to do these things. And then during the year, they used to have events that we used to go and we used to plant. And then watch, we used to, you know, put the bulbs down, put the bulbs down, and then when you go see the summertime, what your work did.
Right. Which was
You know?
pretty inspiring.
It was beautiful.
So how did the work that you did on the river with the restoration project connect to what you're doing now?
Well, I'm a beacon director now for Spirit New York. I've been a beacon director for other agencies such as Marshall Lou, Neighborhood Youth, and Community Development. I worked for housing, and I worked for other organizations too. You know, so it inspired me because it showed me first how to work. It showed me how to work with people, different personalities, different race, different traditions and cultures, you know. And it also taught me how to enjoy what I do.
Right.
Because what you see these kids come from, I don't want to be here, to I love to be here, and you're the one that changed their hearts and changed their minds, and you're educating them at the same time,
Right.
and telling them, you gotta go to school, show me your report card, you know, read me something, and just motivating these kids. Ever since then, that's why I am what I am today. I went to school for business administration, accounting, all the stuff that I would make money, and I ended up doing this.
Wow.
I love it.
Right. Well, thank you for the time. Thank you for the opportunity to hear your story and hear the history, and it's inspiring.
Thank you. Okay.